With an angelic face and a heart full of compassion, Heber was moved to action after witnessing the horrors of the genocide in Gaza. Guided by a deep sense of humanity, she and a group of 18 others allegedly broke into the British weapons factory supplying arms to Israel. Their goal was simple: stop the killing of innocent people. They dismantled equipment used in the production of weapons, tools of destruction that have taken countless civilian lives in Gaza. Heber is a gentle soul, a young woman who believes in kindness, who sees the world with childlike purity. She longs to help the innocent and protect the vulnerable. But instead of being seen for her intent, the British government branded her a terrorist. For 6 months now, Heber has been locked behind bars. Her trial is still a year away. She was arrested violently, stripped of her clothes, her dignity, her basic human rights. She was forced to stand exposed before others during her arrest, without compassion, without mercy. In prison, she's been denied even the most basic necessities. Male guards have entered her cell while she has been changing without knocking, stripping her away of sense of safety and dignity. Where are the human rights in all of this? Where is the justice for Heber, an innocent young woman wrongfully accused? Let her be free. Free this butterfly from the chains that haunt her every night. Chains she wears simply because she dared to follow her conscience and chase a dream of ending the killing in Gaza. Thank you.
He didn't resist arrest. He had 4 guns pointing at his head. He is still suffering trauma from that. PTSD. Prison is absolutely horrendous in this day and age. 2 men locked in a one-man cell for 9 months, locked up for 23 hours, and they were lucky if they got their hour out. And in that hour they had to shower, go to the library, to the shop. Fortunately, and I want a big shout out to Will here, Will Plasto, they've been locked in together and they've been absolutely wonderful at supporting each other, and Will is like a brother to Ian. And Will is like my son. All of these are like my children. I love them all, and I just want them out. They don't deserve to be in there. Free Palestine. Stop the genocide. Thank you.
This week marks a year since my imprisonment, a year without trial. In the last 2 weeks, this prison has created the conditions that killed 2 people. These 2 people were killed within 3 days. They locked us up for 5 days afterwards. Imagine knowing you are unsafe every day, that the people you are forced to depend on will lock you up even if you are dying. That they will assault you if you dare to display any of the frustrations that the system is designed to overwhelm you with. This past weekend, my ability to book visits was suspended for no reason that the prison was willing to provide. Visitation is one of the only things that helps keep me sane in prison. Imagine some entity having full and final authority on whether you are allowed to see and hug your mother and father or not. This is not an anomaly. This is not an aberration. This is exactly what this system is designed to create. When the police raid houses in the middle of the night and detain people for days without charge and hold 20 years old in custody for over a year without trial, it is not an anomaly. It is an entrenched system of injustice. When we become so accustomed to state violence on our doorsteps, it is the reason we do not flinch when we are watching a genocide happening on our phones. It is the reason why we see Palestinians detained for years without charge or called terrorists for throwing rocks or reporting news. We do not flinch because we recognize it as a bloodier mirror to our own state violence. Know that the prison and police do not keep us safe. Know that every prison is a weapon of violence, and we have accepted and normalized them. In doing so, we have accepted and normalized violence perpetrated by the state on a global scale. From UK to Palestine, and the carceral state, and the siege, and the genocide, free Palestine.
My daughter Zoe, the magistrate sent her on remand to Bronzefield Prison. Watching her being led out of that courtroom was the most traumatic moment of my life, and she has been in prison ever since. So this week has been a heavy week for me, a time of grief. But today the main focus is not our grief. When we were planning this event, our loved ones in prison made it very clear what they thought. They said, "Don't you dare hold a vigil." Harley Archer, one of the 24, was asked to make a statement in one sentence. She said simply, "I know it's bad for me in here, but the real attention should be on the people of Gaza. They are the ones suffering."
When you compare the fate of our family members with what the Palestinians are going through in prison, it's nothing comparable. But it is still part of the same structure and the same oppression. So when we fight for our loved one here, we are fighting for the rights of everybody all over the world, because we know that Britain has a big responsibility in the state of the world today.
We come from the north of Ireland, so we are no stranger to being wrongly labelled a terrorist by the British government. I come from a land that is well known, where once the British terrorists did roam. For 30 years, we had the bombs, the bullets and the songs. The British government and their dirty tricks was bad for blacks and mix. The freedom fighters, they did go, and now my country starts to grow. I thought I heard the free bird cry, but no, it was a blackbird way up high. For now, I see it in the news, another country they did choose. They tell us lies from the BBC, whose masters sit in Parliament pews. I see bombs and children's bodies and hear laughter in the Westminster lobbies. My son's heart, it could not beat. His conscience would not let him sleep. For this genocide, it is all wrong, and how it could go on for so long. My friend, my son, and my hero, they locked you up and gave you zero. The name of terrorism that hangs above you, they refuse you bail and think nothing of you. Terrorists, I know how they function. They kill, make bombs, and cause destruction. You, my son, have saved many lives. As a father, I ask you, conscious people, to rise above my son's terrorist label. My hands are tied, I cannot help, for who am I but one Irish Celt?
We've seen the deaths. We've seen the amount of injuries, the crimes that are coming out. We just saw journalists targeted and killed. We're seeing people being starved, and in the last 24 hours, 11 people have died from starvation. And if all of this doesn't push you into action, then I don't know what will. People talk about the Filton 24 being these brave individuals, being these amazing humans. They're not extraordinary. What they did is develop the courage that all of us can do when we challenge our comforts. Cameron has been allegedly accused of being involved in this action. I'll tell you how Cameron's journey started with Palestine liberation and resistance. The marches began in central London, and he attended that. From going to that, he started scaling buildings, hanging Palestinian flags, going into Audi, challenging his introvertness, and calling people to boycott. And he developed the courage. He kept challenging himself. And so it's not about being extraordinary or being a hero. It's challenging your compass and keep pushing, because you will find it's not enough. It's not stopping the bombs, and it's not stopping UK complicity. And when the UK government does not want to listen to us, what do? We stand up. We stand up. We stand up.
People often ask, what will you tell your grandchildren you did to stop the genocide? It's a powerful question and a sobering reminder that history will hold all of us to account. The fact that many of the Filton 24 have now spent a year in prison should not be the primary focus of your rage, grief and despair. As grateful as I am for everyone's unwavering love and support, the best way that you can show solidarity with us is by taking action to stop the genocide. We have been neutralised, but you are free. What will you use your freedom for? Whatever you have been holding back or keeping in reserve, call on it now, because the need for courage and integrity have never been greater.
Jordan said, the sense of wrong and right is black and white in this instance. Remind yourself why you're standing your ground. When the smoke clears, will you be proud?